My viewers sent me their worst habits. And you may have these bad habits too. So in this video, I'm going to be breaking them with actionable advice so you can finally turn productive. Hello, I'm Dylan, I'm 18. I coach unproductive people to turn productive using tactical techniques and strategies that have changed my life forever. I personally spent over 5,000 hours or 210 days straight wasting away any potential I had on Call of Duty and other such video games. But now I effortlessly and easily boost through lifespans for my work, for my business, education, personal development goals. And it's because I broke the bad habits. Sometimes it's not about implementing a new productivity strategy, implementing a new technique that you've learned from videos like I post. Sometimes it's just taking away the bad to allow the good to do its work. And that's what we're going to be doing in this video. I'm going to be reviewing my viewers' bad habits to break them down together. So of course, because it's anonymous, I'm just going to call them viewer 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, etc. So viewer 1 said, I always procrastinate and leave everything into the last minute, even if I know I need to get things done earlier. So there's a couple of solutions here. So number 1 is day planning. Obviously, half of the battle of being productive is having a plan to do so and knowing exactly what you need to get done. Because if you have a clear-cut schedule of what you need to get done day to day, you can allocate time, resources, attention to the tasks that you know you need to get done because the deadline that has been set. So you can make sure you're getting it done beforehand because you're day planning every single day, meaning it's impossible for you to miss off this task. And secondly, implement a second deadline. So you have your one from the employer, from your teacher, from your lecturer. Set a second earlier deadline, maybe write a day, 2 days, a week, depending on how down bad you are in procrastination. And it should give you this extra motivation. Not only because you know the date and you set it yourself, so there's going to be that neurological link between you and setting the date because you've done it personally, so you might remember it better, but also because of Parkinson's law. The time you allocate for a task is how long the task will take. If you set yourself a deadline of 1 week, then the task will take 1 week. Whereas if you create this secondary deadline and bring it a little bit closer by 2, 3, 4 days, suddenly the task gets done that much quicker. So that's the actionable step. Day plan, Parkinson's law, build a tighter deadline yourself. My second viewer said, I can't stop scrolling on social media. It wastes hours of my day and I feel like it affects my productivity. It probably does. And the actionable step to break this is to obviously have an app blocker. Opal's really good, but you can also set screen time limits on your Apple or Android device if you want to do it manually. But the niche bit of advice I'd give you, and I've done this myself, is just to completely mess up your algorithm. So Mark Zuckerberg has us hooked. He has our algorithm. He knows what we like to watch. And it means we end up spending way too much time on social media when we should be doing the things that are actually going to progress us in life. How do we counter this? We play the game he's set us. He wants us to engage, to watch, to like the things that we like, and then all of a sudden it'll start suggesting more. So when you see a video you don't find entertaining, you find it boring, you find it unfunny, you find it stupid and pathetic, start liking it, start saving it, start watching it a couple of times over to engage the algorithm into thinking that you like that kind of content. And then all of a sudden when you scroll, you see another video that you don't actually like, and then you like it, you engage, you watch 2, 3, 4 times in a row, so the algorithm knows you want to engage with more content like that. So then when you do this and you do 5, 6, 7 videos and you start messing up your algorithm, the next time you open your phone and you start scrolling Reels or you start scrolling TikTok, all of a sudden the videos are shit, you're bored, and they don't stimulate you enough to keep you on the app. Play the game, but beat it. Mess up your algorithm, and obviously download an app blocker. My third viewer said he finds himself reaching for junk food during work or study sessions. I know it's unhealthy, but it feels like a quick fix for when I'm feeling stressed or need a break. That's interesting. That is an interesting piece. And obviously food can affect the productivity, so whatever you're consuming is what you actualize in your work. If you have a heavy, dense meal of simple carbohydrates, such as slamming a chocolate bar before you do your work, of course the output is going to be slightly worse in terms of the quality because your brain has a lesser fuel, which is going to burn you out faster, spike your insulin, make you have this brain fog, and just mess with your overall hormone system, allowing you to not be as focused. However, don't remove, replace. If you can find a food that is equally sustainable and healthy, replace it with what you usually consume. It might not be as nice, but if you can find a substitute that is equally as good, replace, don't remove. And just keep that on hand, keep that standby. Remove the food you usually consume from your house, from your cupboard, from your desk, and only allow the option for stimulation in terms of consuming the food to be the stuff you actually want to consume. Make it simple, make it obvious, make it the only option for you to get food is to consume the thing you want to consume. Make sure it tastes nice, make sure it's healthy, make sure it's full of these fats and healthy fats that are going to stimulate the right parts of the brain to engage in work in a more productive and focused manner. And if you're struggling to find food and find snacks and find outlets to remove your hunger while you do the work without messing up your productivity and even increasing your productivity, the top link in the description will take you to my productivity performance package, in which I will hold your hand through the trials and tribulations of productivity. I'll coach you one-to-one, but you'll also get my exclusive productivity strategy, a sleep and energy optimization guide, and a diet that will change your productivity forever. A nutrition guide based on neurobiology and how the brain works, making you more productive. I'll have a list of foods, everything you need to turn productive. You'll also get a free award-winning physical planner, templates, trackers, tools, and everything you'll ever need to be productive now, in a week's time, in a month's time, in 4 years' time. This package will still serve you. Check it out if you're interested. Viewer 5 said, I constantly compare my progress to others, especially on social media. It makes me feel like I'm falling behind and it messes with my motivation to stay focused on my own goals. When you start comparing to others, yeah, of course, it's going to mess up your motivation. You're going to have this different negative mindset, negative self-belief that will end up actualizing in procrastination. But secondly, you start to compare, you start to dream, you start to ideate around the idea of your success. It's going to be so nice when my car's better than that person, I have more money than that person, my life's better than that person. You start smiling because you're imagining the dream life that you want, and that can be motivating in the short term. But if you don't utilize that motivation into actionable work that's going to progress you towards that dream life, you start to fall down a rabbit hole of procrastination because your brain can't tell the difference between, number one, reality, and number two, the dream world, the visualization that you're doing to try and soothe the gap between you and comparing yourself to that other person. So you're getting a doubly negative effect if you don't utilize that fire, that motivation from comparing yourself with the other person. So if you can't utilize it properly and you're falling into this cascading rabbit hole of procrastination, then you need to eliminate it. If it's someone you're not actually friends with, just block them. Don't follow them on Instagram. Don't follow them on Snapchat. Just remove the stimulation because you won't see them in person. If you're comparing yourself to someone who's outside your friend group, just remove them. Don't look at them. For over a year and a half, I've been trading a foreign exchange. I've been making progress, and then all of a sudden I see someone from outside of my friend group making seriously good progress. Their win rate's good, their strategy seems good, they're in this trading mentorship, etc., etc. And I felt jealous. I compared myself to their progression, and it limited my trading progression also because I was over risking, I was over leveraging, I was falling into this trap that was tricking me into throwing away the progress I had. And it might be the same for you. You might be working on a business and you see someone else in a different business model come forward and they're making lots of money, and you drop the business that you've already put 6 months of your time into to swap and change and implement whatever they're doing because you think that you're not making progress. You need to be happy and understand that every journey is individual. It's not about the path, it's about the destination that you're guaranteed to have as long as you don't quit and you stay consistent in whatever you're doing. Viewer 6 said that they stay up late working on things or just scrolling through their phone. It means they're tired the next day and it affects their focus and energy levels, making their productivity suffer. The solution to this is utilizing the circadian rhythm. So how the body works. If I took you and I locked you in a cave with no light, no stimulation, no social connection, you'd still wake up and you'd still go to sleep within a 12-hour gap. That is the circadian rhythm. That is the internal body clock that makes you feel sleepy and makes you wake up in the morning being alert and ready for the day. And when you stay up late, and you stay up later than you should, your circadian rhythm shifts to this time. Say if for 3 days in a row, because it's a 3-day shifting cycle, you stayed up 1 hour later than you should, Your circadian rhythm is going to adjust by 1 hour, so you'll wake up 1 hour later than you should also. That's why you're fatigued, that's why you're tired, because studies are showing that it's more important to have consistent, same, regular sleep and wake times than getting 8-9 hours of sleep like suggested. You could get 6 hours of sleep every single day. And as long as you have consistent wake and sleep times, that will be more beneficial than an irregular 8 hours of sleep during the week. So the actionable step is to rig your circadian rhythm to wake you up and put you to sleep, limiting the time for you to spend on your phone. Because if you're absolutely tired and you're shattered and you're falling asleep immediately because you've rigged your system to release melatonin, the sleep hormone, at that specific time, it's going to be impossible for you to seek the stimulation. So wake up early when you want to wake up. Force yourself to wake up. Say if you want to wake up 7 a.m, get some sunlight, get some movement, talk to someone, and you've just activated the Zach Gapers, the stimulants that are going to let your body know you're awake, and then 12 hours later you'll feel sleepy. Repeat that for 3 days, and that is a simple fix to make sure you don't stay up late at night and have a consistent sleep schedule based on how your body actually works. Viewer 7 said, I have trouble sticking to productive routines. I'll start working on a new habit, like waking up early or planning my days, but after a few days I lose momentum. And my solution for you, if you're struggling with this habit, is to make it easy. Reduce friction. So for example, if you're wanting to plan your days every single day, take your planner, put it on your pillow. So when you go to bed, you have to move the planner and it reminds you that I need to plan the day forthcoming. Or use an easier version of the planner. You really can't be bothered to write anything out in the evening. Download an online planner, like I have linked in the description, for 17 pence per day, and type it out or speak it out or make it easy, novel and frictionless for you to do the work that you've set yourself. Secondly, make it rewarding. So when you complete the habit, again, maybe it's planning your days, you need to have some sort of gratification to create this neurological link. It's the cue response reward system. The cue, remember you have to plan your days. The response, you plan the day forthcoming. The reward, you have a snack, or you eat something, or you speak to someone that you never usually speak to, or you journal your victories to make your brain feel happy and create this neurological link between you doing work and you getting rewards. So when you do it 2, 3, 4 times down the road, then you don't need this reward per se, because you already have the dopamine being secreted, the motivation being released into the brain to allow you to do it easier. And finally, have accountability, whether that's your friends, your family, your mother, your brother, anything and anyone that can hold you accountable is going to be useful. You can even set up AI chatbots to remind you every single evening, hey, you need to do this, you need to do that. And if you don't do that, it'll spam you, it'll bully you, it'll take the mick out of you. But of course, it's going to be better in person if you can speak to someone you truly trust, respect and care about. Then when they tell you to do something, you're more likely to do it, and you're more likely to get past that 3-day barrier and make sure the habit stays consistent. So that was it. That was 7 viewers and their bad habits that we broke together. And I hope you found it useful. Check out the top link in the description will take you to the productivity performance plan that will change the way you work forever. If that's interesting, check it out. But I appreciate you for watching.